Yesterday, I saw a baby who was 4 days old. That is one of the most enjoyable things I get to do in practice. And I think part of the reason why I enjoy that, I think there's two. The first one is doing this as long as I have, so 35 plus years. I've seen the benefit. I've seen the benefit of kids who have gotten adjusted from a very young age, like this little guy, 4 days old. And I've seen the opposite, the consequence of not getting adjusted until you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s or never getting adjusted and looking at the path that that body takes or the health that that body takes. And then I also have very personal connection to that as well because my first adjustment as a patient, I was 4 weeks old and I was with my parents at the chiropractor and I was crying, which apparently was pretty typical at the time. And when he asked what was going on and my mom said I had colic, he explained to my parents for the first time because they had gone for low back pain, scoliosis, things like that. This is the first time he ever took the time to explain to them how the nerves affect the organs. Because colic is usually extreme crying, projectile vomiting, incredible discomfort that the baby has, which makes it very difficult to eat, to sleep, to thrive, all of that. And in two adjustments, by freeing up the nerves that go to the stomach and the intestines, the colic was gone. Now, I've seen that literally hundreds of times in the last 35 years. And it's something I really enjoy doing. It's truly something that I see full circle. So because of getting adjusted, and after those two visits, here's the key. It wasn't those two visits got rid of the colic. That was awesome. But it was my parents making the decision to continue for myself, my brother, and themselves for wellness care, which meant once a month, sometimes more. It all depended. We'd go more if we didn't feel well. If we had a cold, we'd go to the chiropractor to get adjusted more times than not. And because I was adjusted from such a young age, me getting sick is a rarity. It is an incredibly rare occurrence. And then fast forward, I saw the same exact thing and still see it in my kids, who are now all four of them in their 20s. And we now see the same thing in our grandbabies as well. When you start out life, or the minute you start getting adjusted, even if it's not at 4 days old or 4 weeks old, it might be 40 years old or 82 years old. It does matter. However, the point that doesn't matter is that whenever you start, your body is changing and improving and healing, especially with zone technique, because we're balancing the brain centers. Even with this little baby, we were balancing the brain centers to ensure that he started out life healthy and on the right track. Because when you get on that right track, whenever you begin that, it is really hard to get you off that track. That's why you see chiropractic kids incredibly healthy. You see adults that have been going for wellness care incredibly healthy, because one of the benefits of wellness care is resiliency. Your body is resilient. It can withstand the problems that can show up in our lives. And I've talked about my parents many times. My dad's 85, my mom's almost 84. And they've been going to the chiropractor from literally before I was born. So for them, it's probably been 60 years. And they still go on a wellness basis. They don't live near me, so they have always gone to whatever chiropractor is near them where they are. And I have specifically researched those docs out to figure out what is going to be the best for my parents' health, quality of life, and resilience. And their bodies are so healthy. They have no limitations. They're active. They dance. They travel. They get on the floor and play with the great grandchildren. And that's exciting. And my father-in-law as well, who's 85. He just went through a little bit of a health scare. And I'll tell you what, the doctors were shocked that he survived it. But as in so many cases, he's been getting adjusted for 35 years, ever since I met my wife. And he's been getting zone technique for the last 6 years. So his resiliency, even though his lifestyle isn't as good as we'd like, his resiliency is still strong. And he not only survived, he's thriving through the healing process. So babies, toddlers, kids, teenagers, the sooner we start with getting somebody's brain centers balanced, the bigger the benefit to health, vitality, quality of life, and resiliency. We love seeing kids, and we love seeing kids of all ages. We have people in their 80s and 90s that we consider kids because it's their mindset, it's their outlook on life, and we love it. To learn more information about the Zone technique, check out our website at zonehealingstl.com. And there's also a directory on there for zone docs or zone healers all over the world, because there's not a whole lot of us. It's a very advanced technique. So take care and God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.